Mishmash! Kitbash Corner!
Hey, first episode of the new year, and we're starting off with a really weird kitbash. Kitbashing odd Space Marine chapters is nothing new on this channel, but there's something about today's chapter that just really captivates my attention, and you can thank Mr. Bones for this one. Now, who am I speaking of? Well, we're talking about the Yellow Jackets. Doesn't look real, does it? No, these guys were actually in the setting, and their lore is just as confusing as their appearance, as they do just kind of look like a fan thing. Probably because they were. But we'll get into that in just a moment. For now, if you enjoy this video, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, share it with a friend, hype the video if you're on mobile, and if you really enjoy it, consider becoming a channel member. For just $3 a month, you get to see my videos early, and for $5, you get access to a weekly Q&A stream in which I'll showcase your models. As a channel member, you also get access to exclusive roles and channels within the Mishmash Discord, see what I'm working on, and it just really helps me out. Huge thank you to my channel members, you guys are amazing. And additionally, if you want to help out the channel as well as help yourself to amazing products, you can use my affiliate links in the description for Wargames Atlantic, Galeri, and Golden Maple, and make sure to use those discount codes. But enough the promotional stuff, I think it's about time we get into the actual lore of this weird Space Marine chapter. First thing I want to yap about is, I guess, the real-life lore of the chapter. The Yellow Jackets are a creation of artist and multiple Golden Demon winner Jeff DeRucia. As a part of 1994's Golden Demon event, Jeff would send in multiple entries into the event, and the Yellow Jackets would win gold for the chapter design competition. And it's no surprise why he won the gold, as this chapter design is incredibly unique. And the fact that he painted so many miniatures to the same design and quality is an undertaking to say the least. And while I may have teased that this does look like a fan-made design, it's not that out there considering the time that this chapter was created. Considering this was just a single year after 2nd edition was released, these guys fit right in. In fact, I'd like to see more chapters that go with these bright, bold colors. But what of the actual lore that Jeff came up with? Now this is where things get a little complicated, as the actual lore he wrote is just not compatible with modern 40k. However, as for the basics, the Yellow Jackets are a hit-and-run inspired chapter, utilizing their boisterous fleets of Thunderhawk gunships. Nothing too out of the ordinary, pretty standard stuff, but still really cool and unique in its own way. But where things go absolutely bonkers is these guys were apparently around in the Horus Heresy as a founding chapter. Not Legion, chapter. However, from what is written in the actual White Dwarf article, there's nothing that really distinguishes whether or not they are a founding chapter, which is impossible of course, or a successor, and with how the article is worded, I can't imagine this is the case. So that begs the question, where do the Yellow Jackets stand in terms of modern canon? Not even remotely canon. There's nothing else to be said, they are just completely out of the setting. Which is a shame, because these guys look cool. And with how many random chapters that have been accepted into the canon that are just basically recolors of existing chapters, why not bring these guys into the modern setting? Hell, there's not even a handful of chapters that have an insect-like appearance to their heraldry. And if there can be like 5 different chapters with the name Eagles at the end lazily glued on, why not have the Yellow Jackets? Rebrand them if you gotta, call them the Battle Bees. I had a couple ideas floating around, however, Arthur did come up with the idea of these guys simply being a Raven Guard equivalent to the Marines Malevolent. Makes sense, they're both black and yellow, wasps are about as pleasant to be around as a Marine Malevolent. However, I do kind of like the idea of these guys perhaps being a special unit within the Marines Malevolent, even though that doesn't really work canonically. Either that or a Mantis Warrior successor, which does make sense, fast-striking, insect-like appearance. You get the picture. But I'd be curious to see what you guys think in the comments. I'll be curious to ask Jeff himself. See, this is what I love about pre-existing chapters with basically no lore, or lore that just doesn't work. It just inflames my imagination more than just making my own successor. But if I don't stop myself now, I'm gonna keep yapping about what could be. I think it's about time we actually get to the kit bashing. Now my goal for this Marine is to really capture a weird bug-like appearance. And to start things out, I decided to use the legs from a Mark II Space Marine. A little cheeky way of adding in their Horus Heresy origins. Some of these bodies I end up having to completely cleave off the main torso, but this pair worked quite well with simply adding on just a little bit of sprue goo, and I would splice on a torso from the Mark IV set. I've really been getting a lot of mileage out of the Mark IVs. I find that their proportions, besides the legs, are really good for converting more modern Space Marines. However, in this case, we're clearly using two very old variants. Thankfully, with just a little bit of sprue goo, everything fits together rather nicely. However, there are definitely some areas that need a little bit extra time to actually properly set. I could have just used one of the Mark II bodies, however, I found the Mark IV was a little bit more burly and gave me a little bit more space to work with. Plus, the angular nature of the armor is rather fitting for an insect-like appearance. I think subconsciously I also picked this because the Mantis Warriors are typically shown using Mark IV. As for his arms, I first started gluing on some Mark VI arms, however, I found that it didn't quite wrap around the body the way I wanted it to. Just a little too short in some areas, and I wanted to use a Phobos pattern bolt gun, purely because it looks a little weird, and I want these guys to look maximum weird. However, since the Phobos arms didn't work, I actually ended up using some arms from the base tactical kit. Unsurprisingly, these arms fit perfectly, as they're around the same size as the old Mark III and Mark IV arms. Before, I wanted to do something a little bit more dynamic, however, I do like how this looks overall. Plus, again, the subconscious brain was working as I basically recreated the Marine Malevolent I made forever ago. Same pattern, bolt gun, same pose, would have been a little on the nose. As for his pauldrons, I did have kind of a difficult time picking out what I wanted out of these, as I wanted to go for something a little weird, but I also didn't really want to miss out on being able to paint some trim, so I just went with some Mark IV pauldrons, mainly the ones with the little greaves. But after that, it was time to pick out something very unique, and that was the Power Pack. I ended up using one from the old Khorne Berserkers kit, as this Power Pack technically isn't chaotic. Sort of. I guess this one might be if you really want to get into the specifics, but I went for this as it is the Anvilus Power Pack. These are basically designed for space combat. In exchange for a decreased amount of shielding, the Power Pack's vents actually have thrusters. Something I find befitting for an insect-like chapter. Plus, they look like little wings. For whatever reason, this was really difficult to glue onto the figure, and I ended up actually having to use a little bit of super glue instead of Tamiya, but it worked out in the end, and I think it's probably the most interesting part of this figure. In fact, I think it kind of brings everything together, but we still have a few more pieces I want to go over. Also, I did end up using just a touch of sprue goo to fill in that weird gap in the Power Pack. I don't know why that's there. But as for the final detail of the model, I decided to use one of the helmets from the Rapier Squad. It just looks like a bee's face, or anything from the Hymenoptera order. But with those combinations of armor patterns, I think we made something really unique. We didn't even really do anything that crazy, barely any sprue goo, no green stuff. But with a nice array of unique armor types, we were able to create something super cool. And we've created a fair share of Space Marines. So many that I barely know where to put them. Tabletop Stronghold. Oh, you best believe this video is sponsored by Tabletop Stronghold, home to one of the best quality and budget-friendly carrying cases on the market. During your treacherous journey to the hobby store, you can rest assured knowing that the Mag case will keep your toys safe and sound. The metal plates assure that your models won't slide around and scrape against one another, unless you really decide to pack them in. And if you simply just need somewhere to store your miniatures, this is a great option. And if that ain't good enough for you, make sure to use code MASH25 to save 25% off your purchase. Nah, that's a deal. Huge thank you to Tabletop Stronghold for sponsoring this video. Now on to the painting. Now the painting process of this model was definitely a weird one. Painting yellow over a predominantly black color scheme is a challenge, but by simply spraying over the legs using a nice ivory color, I was able to somewhat alleviate the pain of having to do so. I'd also highlight and dry brush over the legs using a little bit of Trooper White from Two Thin Coats. That way I can simply just use some contrast colors. I also decided it wouldn't be a terrible idea to dry brush over the black armor as well, giving me a nice foundation for, yet again, more contrast colors. As you might know, if you're familiar with my content, I like to really get into painting Space Marine armor for whatever reason. I just really get fascinated with all the nooks and crannies. However, this time around, I decided not to torture myself too much. Videos ain't coming out like they used to because I'm sick, so I figured I'd go with something a little bit easier. Now as for the yellow, I ended up using a mixture of Imperial Fist with a touch of Bad Moon's yellow. And this was kind of a main challenge for me. Obviously, the correct decision is to try to paint these guys as similarly to the originals as I can. However, I found that the photography for the original models was not really up to snuff, at least at the time of painting. I'm pretty confident it's just supposed to be a classic Imperial Fist yellow, but I didn't really know what to go with, so I kinda went with an in-between. Before I painted the black armor too, I would also make sure to undercoat the mohawk of the helmet and paint it with the same mixture. Once the yellow was setting, I then began painting over the black armor using some black Templar. This genuinely required zero effort, and I think it looks rather good. Now for the red knee pad. Yes, I know I messed this up. It's supposed to be on the right side of the Space Marine, however I painted the left knee because, well, I accidentally painted the right knee black. And I wanted to utilize that yellow undercoating, so I decided to use the left knee instead. I don't think that really bothers anybody. For this, I simply use some Pro-Acryl Pyrrole Red. I do the same for the right pauldron, however I would undercoat with burnt red first and then overcoat with the brighter red. On the pauldrons too, I decided ultimately to use a gold trim. The original definitely uses yellow, however most artist depictions of the yellow jackets use gold trim, and I like the addition. Might not be for everybody, but I think it looks interesting. Even though I did kind of want to go for lore accuracy. And whatever, their lore isn't accurate to anything. Next for the power pack, I decided to add in some primary color usage by adding in some blue tubing. This was just a fun little liberty, and I love primary colors a lot, and it was fun to add in my own touch. Now for the B symbols on the leg, this is where things get a little wacky. I kinda went with my own interpretation on this. As I ended up using the Mark II legs, I thought it'd be fun to simply just paint the middle ring with the black. Though this might get me hate in the comments. I know I didn't really do the original design, but hey, man. You're asking me to freehand 2 rings on yellow. There's no wonder this guy won. That was some bold shit. I'm not willing to do that. But I think my own interpretation looks quite nice. And let's be real, the only reason I was able to even remotely get away with this is the Mark II legs. All the more reason I'm happy I picked those. So far, however, I really like how this guy looks. Black and primary colors always look so interesting to me, and that's the main reason why I'm captivated by this scheme. As for the eye lenses, I decided to go with green. I figured since I already painted all the tubes a bright blue color, I might as well change up the eye lens, as I think painting that blue too would be a little bit muddled. I ended up just using some Karandros green with a touch Dark Angels green, and I'm quite happy with how it looks. And there are plenty of fan representation that use green lenses. As for the servo lens, I simply painted it black and used some grays to make a simple standard clear glass. But now for the final detail, that of course being the yellow jacket symbol. Well, I can kinda show you how I did it. I first started sketching out the wasp symbol using a little bit of Japanese World War II uniform from AK Interactive, and then I simply started painting over the symbol using some black. This was the main way of doing it, as painting a freehand yellow symbol over black armor was a little bit of a pain in the ass. See, the key to freehand is to somewhat have chunkier paint than you're used to, as if the paint is too watery, it won't apply nicely and it'll be way more difficult to actually freehand. Yellow gets chunky very easily, and it ends up building up and then you create some ugly messes. So I actually had to freehand this off screen. I'm so sorry. However, my key to doing so was actually using some brighter colors, this being a mixture of off-white from AK and a contrast color, Bad Moon's Yellow. With these two colors, I was able to sketch out the wasp and fill in the blanks using some black. And with that final detail complete, I was left with a gorgeous yellow jacket. What a weird chapter, and such a spectacular design. Truly, I do wish these guys would be canon at least to some degree. And even though their nonsense from the Horus Heresy is something that could not work in the modern setting, just make them a chapter that formed in the Second Founding. Who is it hurting? There's so many chapters in the Second Founding that have no lore. Let's add in the dudes that look super cool. But I still can't help but be super curious what Jeff intended for these guys to be after the lore changed. The mystery is always something that captivates me, and that's why I love Warhammer. I like the mystique. I wouldn't mind revisiting this chapter, to be honest. Part of me kind of wants to get an old land speeder because I think this would fit perfectly with this chapter. But I don't know, that's another project for a different day. And hey, if you have any weird chapters you want to see me cover, leave a comment. I have a lot of weird ones that I have planned, and I'd like to make a big compilation video, weird chapters, so I'm open to suggestions. But hey, want to say I'm sorry for being very absent in the last month. I've been rather sick, and there's been a lot of family stuff, but I am fully back, and I'll be working on videos full-time again. But like always, flapping my beak enough for one video, so remember to mishmash, kitbash, and paint some fantastic miniatures. You're gonna. I promise. See ya.